Hello everybody, welcome to another talk, a discussion coming from a place which I am not going to reveal. I'm not going to reveal my face, my identity. It's all about the message. So the message today is for all the men out there, all the men in the matrix, in the mantrix, trying to evolve, trying to get stronger, trying to navigate this life, this time that you're living in. Not sure where you are, who you are, how old you are. I don't know anything about you. But maybe this information can be of some benefit. Maybe you'll listen to it and think, oh, this is very basic. Yeah, I know this. Well, move on then. Anyway, the discussion is about taking on the mindset of an elite athlete, a sports person. But for an example for this, let's use a footballer. Why do I talk about footballers? Is because there was a time in my life when I was trying to be a professional footballer, a long time ago, when I was a teenager. I started training to be a professional footballer, really working towards that goal, orientating myself towards this career of being a professional footballer. It all started when I was probably about the age of 7. So from a very young age, I was very into training, learning, getting better, learning the skills, dreaming, pursuing, chasing, seeking this particular thing, which was to be a football player. And this continued all the way up until I was about 17, and then I started to get picked up by professional football clubs. And I had several clubs interested in me. I was training with professionals. I spent a year at one professional club, 6 months at another professional club. I was circulating between different teams. I was training with professionals. But the point I'm trying to make is what that did for me mentally was very important. And it was part of the reason why I am what I am now is because of that process. Because of the habits that I picked up, because of the discipline that I learned, because of the skills that I learned on the way, the mental toughness, the mental fortitude, how to be tenacious, how to be willful, how to be unrelenting, how to pursue a goal, how to believe in yourself, how to overcome negativity, how to be disciplined and look after your body, your diet, how to train, how to try to get good at a skill, how to accept failure, how to get masculine traits which push you forward. It taught me so much. Then what happened is when I moved into adulthood, I transposed these skills into all the things that I do now. I didn't end up being a footballer, and you're probably like, whoa, well, you didn't end up being a footballer, did you? Well, I was young. I made a change in my life when I got to about 19, and I deviated from the route of trying to be a professional footballer. I got into other stuff. I got into going out to nightclubs. I got into girls. I was a teenager. You know, teenagers can be very vacuous. They can be very credulous, and they can make wrong turns. You could say that was a wrong turn for me. I had a career laid out for me, but I decided to forfeit it for hedonism, girls, and all that lifestyle. But I don't think it did. I don't think it did actually work out bad for me because, like I said, I had the mental skills and attributes from that whole journey, which I then passed on to other things, which I'm doing now. In terms of business, being an entrepreneur, being motivated, and a whole plethora of other things. So it was never a failure to me, the journey of being a young man trying to be a football player, it was never a failure, because it taught me so fucking much. So much about discipline and all these other litany of things that I just mentioned. And the list will go on. It goes very deep. It does something to your brain. And what I'm saying to you out there is some of you are probably not trying to be sports people. Maybe you're not an elite athlete. But what you need to do for your life is adopt the mentality of an elite athlete. But you adopt that mentality for your own life. It's one of the best ways for men to progress, to integrate and inculcate masculine traits so they can, nullify depression, nullify lack of motivation. There's so many things it will help you with. But what a lot of people will say is that they will say the same thing. Oh, well, why do I need to adopt the mentality of an elite athlete? Why do I need to do that? I'm not an athlete. I'm not a football player. I don't need to go and train tomorrow. I don't need to go to the gym. I'm not an MMA fighter. I don't need to train like have the mind of an MMA fighter. Well, you do. You do need to have that fucking mindset. You need it for your own life. Because your sport is your life. Your sport is how you live. Your sport is what you do. It's how when you get up in the morning, it's your routine. Your sport is your entire existence. And what I believe men need to do is they need to try to integrate the mentality of a sports person. They need to start looking at their diet. They need to start exercising every day, lifting fucking weights. I don't care what you do. Get on a punch bag. Go and play football. Go for a run. I suggest weights. Get on the weights. Start tearing those muscles. Start looking at your diet, Start writing a list down. Start being disciplined. Start orientating towards a goal. Get focused. Get moving forward. It's one of the best things any man can do. But most men will not do it because they've got comfortable. Comfort is the enemy. And discipline and discomfort are your companion. Or companions. Because the discipline and the discomfort and trying to get that mindset of a sports person for your life will actually change your life. You will mitigate so many problems by at least attempting to adopt some of the traits of an athlete. And I'm not saying you have to live like a monk. I'm not talking about any of that shit. Yeah, go and live in a cave and meditate all day. Don't drink, don't go out. I'm not saying that. Because I do go out, I do drink. I will go out and have a hedonistic night. But I'm saying 80% of your week, make it disciplined. Make your diet good. Make your exercise routine good. Set yourself tasks, set yourself goals, be disciplined. Make it habitual, make it cyclical, normalize it in your consciousness because it will change your life. That's what happened with me. I'm not living like a monk, but I have discipline and I have focus and I can integrate it into my daily and weekly routine. It is a game changer. And I think men out there need to at least attempt to start to pick up some of those habits. Habituate it and make it part of your routine. It's a real big deal because it's the habits that you form which dictate how and where you end up. So many guys have bad habits. We can break it down to the basics, They don't look after their habitat. They live in a shithole. They don't tidy up. They don't do the washing up. That's number one. Number two, they don't look after their bodies. That's their physical habitat. They don't look after their body. They eat a shit diet. They don't lift weights, don't do any exercise. They're weak, they're feeble, their testosterone is low, they got no energy. They suffer from lethargy, and they're in this sort of catatonic state. Number three, they don't set themselves any goals. They've got no passion, they've got no focus. They're not willing to learn anything. I can keep going with this list. I can keep fucking going, but I'm going to stop, right? You get the message. You need to understand that the people who are thriving in the world, the people who are out there really doing shit, have a different mindset. That's why they are where they are in society. That's why footballers and athletes and even musicians and actors and entrepreneurs, why are they in that position? Why? Is because they have a different mindset. They have a mindset of an athlete. It's disciplined. It's jacked up on testosterone. It's focused. It has will. It's tenacious. It's unrelenting. It's optimistic. The glass is half full. They take chances. They take risks. They're organised. They have discipline. They will do the same shit all the time. They are repetitious, constantly going round and round, failing and failing over and over again, but they keep going. They have a certain mindset, which you can attribute to athletes. Think of a footballer, like the greatest footballers you've seen. They have that mindset. Think of Michael Jordan with basketball. Or, UFC fighters. Or entrepreneurs that you know. They all have a certain mindset. They all have the same thing in common, but it's just in a different form. It might be a different sport. It might be a different medium. It might be business. So what I'm saying, and I'm being repetitious now because I'm going over it because I'm trying to drill it into your heads, is to start to inculcate it into your behaviour, into your way of being, to your way of living. Make it part of your life. Develop your own mentality, your own psychology, your own philosophy, and start to weave it into your life. You do it gradually if you want, but start to do it, because it will be a game changer. It's something I think men need to do. And I'm sure there's some other fucker out on the internet who said this, and we know it. We've heard it before. Someone else has said it. Whatever. We're in this man tricks together, but it sounds obvious maybe what I'm saying, but it needs to be said, so I'm saying it. Okay. Good luck with it, and I'll see you on the next one.